Welcome everybody to Thursday Night Course of Miracles group. I am Chris Green. This is my lovely wife, the Reverend Reja Joy. How are you tonight?
I'm fine.
Thank you. We are in the last part of chapter 10, so we're going to finish chapter 10. It's a big reading tonight, so I'm pretty sure we can't get through small readings, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to get through this one because it's chapter 10, God and the Ego, part 8. The problem and the answer, and it's paragraph 69 through 90. So big reading. I encourage whatever we get through. I encourage you, those of you who don't read daily, which I'm one of them, to try and finish the assignment tonight because there's some interesting reading there. Before we really get started, I would like to take a shout out to those of you, and we are starting to have our little following that watch these recordings every week and don't attend on Thursday nights. We get emails saying, "Oh, I love the recordings." So we know you're out there. We love you. We appreciate you. God bless you and be safe. And there you go. There's a shout out to the people who just listen to us on the recordings.
That's nice.
And that's the truth.
That's nice. Thanks,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. At this time, if you would like to read, signify so, and we will make our reading list for tonight.
Who would like to read? Okay, George. And Paula put her hand up. And who else?
I'd like to read, but my paragraphs might be different.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Joy can display it when it's your.
Yeah,
Then you just read it
lately
off
I've been displaying it when we read, so you're
Yeah,
fine.
then you could just read it off the screen.
So,
Okay, good.
Jude. Oh, Charles, welcome.
There he is.
Yes.
Hey, man of God, how are you?
Namaste, my dear friend.
Good.
Hey, hi, Chris. Hey, Reja. Reja.
Are you going to read tonight, Charles?
Sure.
It's going to go on the screen. I put it up on the screen so you don't have to have the book or whatever.
Well, I have the book and the screen behind me. We'll see if I can read.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Okay. I hope it works.
No,
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm blind. I'm overread. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
We'll figure it.
Who else?
I can read.
Okay, Irene. Irene?
Oh, okay.
Yep. And okay. And did Paula? Oh, yeah. Paula said yes. And Mark. Did Mark say yeah? Were you going to read, Mark? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Mark's going to read. I'm going to rope everybody in, right? Jacob. Oh, yeah. Jake is, I'm not going to read. You're going to listen. Every once in a while.
What a wuss.
It was.
No. Yes. Oh. Cancel that.
Cancel that every once in a while.
Everybody's got their.
I do that too when I'm on other Zooms.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
We shouldn't be.
Especially when I'm late and I don't get on there.
Steve, did you fall off?
Oh, is he okay? Are you okay, Steve?
Oh, there you are. I thought maybe you were twirling still in the hammock or something. Okay, I think we've
Did you want to read, Steve?
Nah.
I can't hear you. You're on mute though.
Well, at least he's okay.
No, you don't want
to.
Okay.
At least he's okay. I thought he was spinning around there for a second.
Right.
Like they do in the movies.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. All right. So at this time, if you are not muted, please do so we don't get any background noise. And Joy will lead us in guided meditation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Oh, Janet, I miss Janet. Maybe she'll pop in later.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, we'll begin. We need this. I think I do. Need that little bit of time in the beginning of our meetings where we can let go of the thinking mind, the mind that thinks those surface thoughts. So we just close our eyes as we go within and we connect and join with one another as we do this. Because even as we see at the end of our time together and in the beginning, we connect with the self that we share. He says that there's one self I share with everything and with my source, one self. And so we feel that now as we close our eyes and feel that unity and communion with one another. There's no accidents. We chose to be here. We chose to be with one another. And so we begin to relax. Relaxation is so important. We have so much stress in our lives. We hold on to it, maybe even unbeknownst to us how much stress there is in our bodies. And so we try now to just relax and notice how it feels wonderful to let go, to know that there's nothing you need to do right now, nowhere you need to go. It's amazing when we take the opportunity to just be, to just let go, surrender to the moment. Let everything be exactly as it is. We might be spending a lot of our time pushing against what is so, or what we think is so, what we perceive. But now, in this space, we allow, we accept, we let it be, no matter what. Bring your awareness to the breath and just notice the breath. It can be a focal point anytime you need it. It can bring you to the center of the cyclone, the peace that is always there when we open to it. The love is there when we open to it as well. The light, the love, the joy, the peace is there when we open to it. So we stay with the breath as it relaxes the body. We feel that our thoughts are fewer now. The breath is relaxed and the body is relaxed. It's from this place also that we bring to mind our lesson for the day. We have a beautiful lesson today. It's the first lesson after our review has completed. And it's lesson 121. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. And in that lesson, we are told each unforgiving mind presents you with an opportunity to teach your own how to forgive itself. Each one awaits release from hell through you and turns to you imploringly for heaven here and now. It has no hope, but you become its hope. And as its hope, do you become your own. The unforgiving mind must learn through your forgiveness that it has been saved from hell. And as you teach salvation, you will learn. And at the end of the lesson, it says, do not forget throughout the day the role forgiveness plays in bringing happiness to every unforgiving mind, with yours among them. Every hour, tell yourself, forgiveness is the key to happiness. I will awaken from the dream that I am mortal, fallible, and full of sin, and know I am the perfect Son of God. And so we'll take these thoughts into our 2-minute silence. I will time us and I'll bring us out, and we'll begin now. I am the perfect Son of God. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. When we're ready, we'll open our eyes.
Okay. For those new on the call tonight, when we do readings, I'll call on you. If you've signed up, I'll call. If you're next, I'll call on you and give you the paragraph number. I'll also give you one or two words of the first sentence of that paragraph so that you can make sure that you're synced up. Some books are numbered different and some books are written different. So um, just to let you know. Once you've read the paragraph, we read one paragraph at a time. Once you read that paragraph, you share what brought anything that came up while you were reading that paragraph. So you have basic what we call first share, and you talk uninterrupted until you say I'm complete or that's it or pass or whatever. So, uh, Irene, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, will it be on the screen? Because I have a Circle of Atonement and I also have the Foundation for Inner Peace version.
Sure. Do you
Oh,
want
okay.
us to share it all the time or just when it's your turn to read?
You
Or
can just share it when I'm reading. That's fine.
I
okay.
usually share it. George, I think, is George here?
Yeah, George.
Yeah, I need it. I need it too.
Yeah, George needs it too. So
And I
we
think
we share it.
Charles.
But then I take it down so that we can see everybody,
Yeah.
you know, because the gallery view or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't. Okay, so I guess I can
Yeah, you
read that
need
up
it
here
up because
now.
George, you need it, right? And you're first
George,
up.
I
Right?
do.
Okay.
All right, George, can you start us off the problem and the answer, part 8, chapter 10, God and the ego, paragraph 69, the world as you perceive it.
The world as you perceive it cannot have been created by the Father, for the world is not as you see it. God created only the eternal, and everything you see is perishable. Therefore, there must be another world which you do not see. The Bible speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, yet this cannot be literally true, for the eternal are not recreated. To perceive anew is merely to perceive again, implying that before or in the interval you were not perceiving at all. What then is the world that awaits your perception when you see it? Boy, I would sure like to know. Man, this reminds me of one of my favorite lines in the course, which was, if this world were created by God, God would be cruel. And yeah, this world certainly could not have been made by God. That would make God into some kind of ogre that I wouldn't want to have anything to do with. So this is, yeah, one of my greatest curiosities is, what is this real world that I'm not seeing? Very alluring and very clearly written paragraph. Doesn't leave much for speculation, does it?
Mm-mm.
I will pass on that. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Cool. Steve, go ahead.
When I'm at peace, I see a wonderful world. I'm complete.
Cool.
Steve, that's perfect because it's a segue into what I wanted to share because it says the world as you perceive it. And that's a caveat that sometimes gets glossed over because it's the world as your limited self perceive it. Not the world, not the real world as that God created. So that's a big one. So when you create, when you come from love, Steve, and when I come from love and come from the loving thoughts of God, which are eternal, then what I perceive is real and eternal. Well, thank you for that, Steve.
I think actually I think that's what, if you plug in Steve's formula for that first sentence, the world as you perceive it cannot have been created by the Father. But that is assuming that your perception is wrong. Steve says if he's in peace,
hmm
he sees the real world.
hmm
So yeah, 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 yeah. I think this is assuming that you're always perceiving it wrong.
Not always. I wouldn't say always, but he's the
Okay.
world as you perceive it. He's not going to say we're not always going to be in misperception. Thank God. I mean, there is a way out, you know.
Okay.
He says to perceive anew is merely to perceive again. And that's what the whole course is about. It's about choose again,
Yep.
perceive with the mind of Christ. What do you got for us, Mark? Mhm.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the world is the world that I perceived on the way home tonight was certainly not created by God. No, things didn't go exactly as I had planned on
Oops.
the way home. Being stuck in traffic and having to take a detour, and of course, who do I blame? I blame my wife. It's my wife's fault, right? And so this is clearly insane thinking, right? And I'm glad we talk about it because I have to laugh, right? You get to laugh at your misperceptions, and it's true. Well, I was seeing a nasty world, a cruel world. This is not what God created. I tried to remember today's lesson about forgiveness, right? Hey, you're supposed to remember this every hour too, right? Yeah, it didn't quite happen this afternoon during work, but that's the way it goes. I just, you do your best, and he tells you in the exercises to, hey, when you forget, pick it up where you left off. Just make sure that if you forget, it's not because you wanted to, So anyway, uh, I mean, it's true. The world that I see is not the world that's there. You don't have to study too much chemistry, right? You can't see the protons, the electrons, and neutrons, right? Somebody once a long time ago proposed that, what we see is actually composed of these little tiny atoms. I think some Greek guy, and it was elaborated by some guy Dalton. But anyway, the whole thing is that whether it's the material world or my spiritual condition, what I see with my own body's eyes is not what God created. And I can see what God created if I just make the right choices, right? In other words, slow down, calm down. It's not my expectations that count. It's what there is a peace from God. He's got these gifts. All I got to do is claim them for my own. But I forget to do that at times. Stick me with a fork, I'm done.
Yeah. But I mean,
Thanks,
I
Mark.
think we all have that Boy Scout merit badge of forgetfulness. So I actually qualified 2 or 3 or 4 different times. I recall having my scoutmaster say, you've already gotten this one
Oh,
done.
really?
Oh,
What is it? For what?
forgetfulness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Honey.
I get it.
Okay. All right.
That you're not really going to get a badge for forgetfulness.
Well, why would you do that?
Forget in order to remember better.
Jude knows. You missed a lot, didn't you? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? Wait a minute. I was a
We're in the same boat as
I
Mark.
was a hippie.
Getting up to this, yeah.
I was a hippie in the 70s, and I had a, hippie pad, and hippie boyfriend. I protested. I went to Washington and tried to, close down Washington because we invaded Laos. But I just want to say that minds are joined. How about it, Jacob? Huh? Minds are joined.
Yeah.
And I just had an experience of that minds are joined. When I was just briefly, when I was waking up this morning, I was thinking of my dreams, and I had a lot of dogs in my dreams. I mean, a lot of dogs. And so then I thought of my dog when in the 70s when I was a hippie. I had a three-legged dog, little Frodo. Frodo was a wire hair fox terrier. Adorable. She broke her leg in the kennel and they never fixed it. And we tried to have it fixed and they said it can't be fixed. But I would ride my bike down. I was in New York City going to college, and I'd ride my bike down the avenue with my dog on a leash next to me. And I'd have New Yorkers yelling at me, "What are you doing to that dog?" Because New Yorkers are wonderful. They just really get right into your business. And they thought it was a dog abuse. But it wasn't. She was a strong girl. That back leg was, uh, as strong as two legs. And she loved doing it. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, was that in New York City? Did I actually go down those, and where did I keep my bike? And okay, so then that was at 6 o'clock in the morning. So then I'm in the kitchen at 8 o'clock, and my phone chirps, and an email came through, right? And this email said, it was from a friend of mine in the 70s in New York City, whom I met. And he said, "How are you? Hi, this is Bob. How are you doing?" He said, I can still picture you on your bike in Riverside Park with Frodo nearby.
Oops.
Good memories. How did that happen? How did my friend from the 70s mention Frodo about 2 hours after I had those thoughts? See, minds are joined, you guys. We don't have any personal thoughts either. We're connected. And quantum physics, it knows we're connected. There's no time in quantum physics. There's no space. Something happens here. It happens way over on the other side of the planet, right? Those electrons they're connected. Anyway,
Yep.
I hope.
So why can't we come up with the Powerball numbers?
Well, it's been done.
If they're all connected, there's got to be some way for us to
Well, anyway, I digress.
figure it out. Oh, wait a minute. A computer picks them out. Duh,
Oh.
no wonder. Computers are morons.
Because it's a mindless game.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Okay, try to pick a dime out of a 10-mile high stack of pennies. Or a penny out of a 10-mile. Yeah, that's the same odds. In fact, you can get hit by lightning before you can hit the Powerball.
Oh,
The odds for Powerball are higher than lightning. Okay, let's move on. Oh, unless we got anybody. Nope. Let's move on to paragraph 70. Paula, you want to read for us? It starts with ever-loving thought.
Every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. Those which his mind perceived in this world are the world's only reality. They are still perceptions because he still believes that he is separate. Yet they are eternal because they are loving. And being loving, they are like the Father and therefore cannot die. The real world can actually be perceived. All that is necessary is a willingness to perceive nothing else. For if you perceive both good and evil, you are accepting both the false and the true and making no distinction between them. When we started reading this, that first paragraph, it made me think of years and years ago. I was a stay-at-home mom, and once the kids got a little bit older and started telling me how to run the house, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to school. But I was in my 40s at that point, and it made me very nervous to think of doing that, but I did it anyway. And the may have been around the first or second time that I was driving out there. There was an awful snowstorm, and I was like, oh shit, I was so frightened because I really wasn't used to driving on those conditions, and it was a whole new experience. And I felt a hand on my arm, a squeeze. And I'm telling you, I was fine from that moment on. It was, and I was not involved in the Course in Miracles or any spiritual practice.
Hmm.
And it was like really such a wonderful awakening for me that this isn't it.
Wow.
Wow.
I've had a few experiences like that.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm complete.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks so
Paula.
much
That's
for
nice.
sharing that.
Yeah. I've had one that I told you about, and I know that
Yeah.
we've had, it's just I think, there's just there's there's entities that we can't see that are here on this, I guess, planet or whatever you want to call it, Earth or whatever, and some of those entities are here to watch out for people. Maybe maybe that's just how it is. We won't. I guess we just won't really know until we pass, and then we're given all the answers. So, but uh, and I think we've said the word world enough times that I can't remember how Reverend Tony he had that summit when we went to Las Vegas one time. One of his lectures was on the word world
Mhm.
because some people I say world and probably half of you think, oh, the planet Earth or this world as
Mm.
in the actual physical planet orbiting the sun, whereas it
Mhm.
can also be what would it be, like an intangent,
Mhm.
like a um oh, you're gonna ask AI?
No,
Oh,
no,
well,
not
I
AI,
don't
but
oh,
just
oh.
our course. But
Yeah,
go
because
ahead.
I remember Reverend Tony was pulling it out of using coarse quotes to pull it out. So,
Mhm.
um, so we probably want to take that into effect too, because I think when it says the world you perceive, I'm sure we're not talking about. Well, I'm not sure. I guess we're not talking about rivers and stream and atmosphere and global warming and all that kind of stuff. We're talking about kind of the other world, maybe even the spiritual world. So, how many times does that come up?
Once,
Oh,
well, twice, workbook and the text.
so what is the
The
world?
text said, what is the world except a little gap perceived to tear eternity apart and break it into days and months and years? And what are you who live within the world except a picture of the Son of God in broken pieces, each concealed within a separate and uncertain bit of clay?
Whoa,
Yeah,
it's a little harsh.
yeah.
Um, all right, Charles, go ahead. Do you have a share?
Yeah, I just you're talking about there being invisible to us, and I wanted to comment on that first paragraph too. I and Paula, you mentioned glimpses, feeling someone there. I think I've had glimpses, and I've read stories, and you study people who've had more than a glimpse, who've lived their life. This saint in India that I've studied for 30 years of my life. I think he lived there. I believe it's like science fiction. It's literally another world superimposed on this one. Inconceivable how vast it is. For every tree, there's a staircase. For every person, there's 10 more entities. The fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, right here. I believe the world we perceive with my eyes and my science, and science starts with the eyes. It's always visual. Is like putting on a damp sock in New Orleans summer over your whole body in a tunnel. It's literally frighteningly inconceivable, and I like to forget all those glimpses because it has to be shown to me by a peaceful guide. I mean, I think it's literally like a city on top of the forest, you think is sitting there.
Hmm.
Just a thought.
Yeah. No, it's no. I mean, you mentioned trees. We just watched a documentary where they said that all because every plant, everything we see that comes from the ground has probably the same amount of root system as it below as it has above, and they all intertwine, they all talk to each other. Not well, not talk, they all communicate. You can't say talk, but they all communicate with each other. And that's why when people worry about how much of the rainforest is disappearing, the rainforest is probably the largest community of trees, and they're basically, it's basically a custodian of the planet, because how the rainforest goes, so does the planet. So yeah, it's interesting. We tend to want to we did I no wait a minute, I can't say we. I tend to want to put, blinders on, because you get out here and then people call it woo woo, right? I mean, that's a terminology, isn't it? Where you get out here, but I'm sorry, I've seen Joy and I saw the same entity at the same time. And I've had what you call close calls before. And in fact, Joy and I had one. I still can't even imagine how the car that we were in made it through that size of a gap in the traffic. To me, I think part of the car went into the fourth dimension, and it was so quiet that
Whoa.
we didn't even know it, because some chain reaction happened, and somebody said, no, this isn't, no, 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 no. And they just, somebody did something. So, so we just kept driving. It's just like, I don't think we talked for 4 or 5.
And you know what? We were on our way to see Reverend Pam.
Oh, that's right.
What is that?
I think
Oh,
it's Lori.
yeah, it's a WhatsApp.
Oh, it's a WhatsApp.
Yeah, I had asked her about Charles.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we were going down to see Reverend Pam. She facilitates the lesson conference call, and it was
Yep,
really
yep.
weird. It's
Still
really
don't,
strange.
still don't know how.
You know
That car
what?
should have been that car should have been totaled.
Yeah, it was just a really very, very, very strange thing. I also found here in the workbook, What is the World? Oh, hi, Athena. Hi.
Hello. Uh, okay, so let's
Hello. Hi.
all right.
Hey, welcome.
All right. Let's let Jude go
Oh,
ahead.
wait a minute, I want to read this.
Oh, you want
This
okay.
is from the workbook, and it says, "What is the world?" And it says, this is just a reminder, because I've read this a million times, and I got what the course says that the world is. That while we're having a discussion on the world, it says the world is false perception, and that's what we're talking about too. Perception, right? It is born of error, and it has not left its source. It will remain no longer than the it will remain no longer than the thought which gave it birth is cherished. When the thought of separation has been changed to one of true forgiveness, will the world be seen in quite another light, and one which leads to truth, where all the world must disappear and all its errors vanish. Now its source has gone, and its effects are gone as well.
Hmm.
So there you have it.
Very nice.
Jude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Jude.
I was just gonna point out what it says about the real world being eternal and changeless, which is probably what you experienced in that timeless, spaceless moment. That the peace of God is experienced there, the qualities, heavenly qualities that we experience there in pure, being pure mind, one-minded, one with the source, where this appearance of a perceptual world disappears from our mind in the unity and state of grace of being in that one-mindedness, because there is no perception at all in that experience. There really is no perception whatsoever. And you don't last long in this world if you stay there.
Thanks, Jude. Well, let's call on Athena. Athena, you have your hand up. Go ahead. Nope.
I started a hobby, and that is taking pictures from, and I mean, of course, I get a lot of Course in Miracles stuff and you name it, whatever, right? Beautiful pictures of scenery, of like I love this one here. I don't know if you can see it. See that picture there? Can you
Oh
see
yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, beautiful things like that. And I like framing them. And this is one of them that I love with the Course in Miracles. Can you read that from there?
Mhm.
Bring it
Great.
closer.
I
Oh,
love it.
wow.
Pardon me?
That's good. That's a refrigerator magnet. That's what we call them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to frame it and
Yeah.
excuse me. I was
Yeah.
going to frame another girlfriend of mine is into the Course in Miracles too. And I was going to frame these and hang it up on my wall and give her one in a frame too. I just love it. And
Yeah.
you know what I love about it is what if it's, when I think that it's probably all made up, then it doesn't feel so hard. You know what I mean? The
Sure.
pain isn't as bad.
Yeah.
My shoulders feel lighter. And I said, yeah, what if it was? So this is all,
Yeah.
you know, bull.
If it's a hallucination, change the
Yeah,
hallucination. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt really comfortable seeing that.
Uh, Joy and I ship out the OE books when people buy them off the website, and Joy makes these real nice refrigerator magnets, and she picks different quotes and prints that out, and then we buy these magnets that have the adhesive on it. So she makes refrigerator magnets. So every time somebody says a quote that we like, we go, refrigerator magnet. So,
Oh, who makes them? Sorry.
Joy does.
Really?
Yeah, we send
So
them out. Oh, look, there, Charles has a couple. And you
Oh.
turn it around, Charles, to show that the back is all magnet. So they just stick on the refrigerator. Yeah. So when somebody orders a book from us, we throw one or two of those in as a gratuity. So
okay, I've
yeah.
got all the books, but can I buy that?
The book or the
No,
mag?
the magnets, yeah.
Yeah, we'll send you some. What the
Just
heck?
Oh,
put
are
your
you
address.
sure? I don't mind buying them.
Well, you could donate anytime you want,
Yeah.
but you know, to on our website. But if you in the chat, if you put your address, I'll send you, and put your email. So, and then you can choose between a
Right.
couple that I have made. You know, one may sing to you better than
Yeah.
another.
In
Okay.
fact, copy the quote that you just printed off. Send us that one, and we'll make a magnet out of it for you.
Like, that's a lot of work. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
fly.
you could do 6 font.
Yeah, we'll see.
6 font
Okay.
Times New Roman. It'll squeeze in there. Or you could do itty bitty. That's a nice font.
Okay.
Itty bitty. Oh, we have to be back on task. Jacob, go ahead, Jacob.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, if I could bring us back to the end of paragraph 70, where it says, and this has been sticking in my craw for a couple minutes, but I think I understand it. For if you perceive both good and evil, you are accepting both the false and the true and making no distinction between them. So that's a really, really heavy sentence. So, for if you perceive both good and evil, you are accepting both the false and the true and making no distinction between them. So, I think what the Course is saying is that there is only um, there is only a, a, an, hmm, an unwise attempt at something, that it's not evil, that someone has misperceived or forgotten or went unconscious or whatever, but that we want to vilify and we can't vilify because you know we're divine loving essence, we're divine loving consciousness, and mistakes happen because of when we forget who we are and forget the love that we are and the love that our brother is. And and so I was at first really confused about if you perceive both good and evil, you're accepting both the false and the true and making no distinction between them. So I think what we our ego loves to do is to have judgment, is to have clear boundaries between good and bad and right and wrong and white and black. And it's the forgiven mind. You forgive your perceptions as well as forgive the scene that you misinterpreted. And I think that brings you peace, and I think it brings you the right world, the world that Jesus wanted us, I think, to see, or wants us to see while we're here. And it's no small task. I'm complete.
That was so
Oh,
beautiful,
thanks.
Jacob. That was really, really good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Boy, I mean, that sounds like a perfect description of that sentence. Because if I mean, as she was explaining it again, I got the chance to read it again, and it's like, well, wait a minute, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not making any distinction between good and evil?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, if you realize that it's your perception,
Mm-hmm. And what came to my mind was nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists,
and that's in the introduction,
right?
isn't it?
And so evil,
Right?
it's not real.
Or
And
is that the first lesson?
no, it's right in the introduction.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, so
There
so
goes the
thanks.
peace of God.
Thanks.
So
What else came to mind was all wait, what is that? All things work for good. All things work for good, even those things that we perceive as evil, we think of as evil.
Yeah.
It seems probably
Oh, sorry.
it seems
Sorry.
well, we have to raise if
Oh, yes.
yep. And Jude's next. I don't. What? I just blurted out. But but Jude and then Athena.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
She's
reading
done.
minds.
She's done blabbing. Go ahead,
I'm
Jude.
reading
Yeah.
minds.
Yes, I'm just following
Go ahead, Jude.
I was just following Jacob, Jacob's line of thought with, what the courses taught me about misperception versus true perception via Christ consciousness, looking through the eyes of love and forgiveness and seeing only the good and not seeing evil. He doesn't see evil when we look with Christ's eyes. He does not judge. He sees the perfection of our spirit within us. And that's the only way to have true or pure perception. The pure of heart will see God or the face of Christ. And essentially, that is what's eternal in us. What is beautiful, what is kind, what is loving, what is holy. And everything else is, let it go. It's perishable, it's temporal, it's in space and time. It changes. Everything else is eternal. And that we are not to judge the Son of God as being a body, what a body says or does is not representative of the mind of Christ. That's our mistake in our sense of self-appraisal. And why forgiveness is the golden rule. Overlook it, step back, and don't judge it. Thank you. I'm complete.
Okay, Athena, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just so excited I'm on here. I've almost forgotten. I looked at the time and I went, oh my God. I forget, it's funny. I haven't looked in the book lately much, but what did you say earlier? Joy, nothing is real, nothing is something. What did you say?
Nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God.
Yep. It's on.
Do you have any refrigerator sticker?
Did you want? I can put that on one. Do you want me to?
Oh, I'd love that. That would be beautiful. Yeah. Because what's really nice is when you put them on your refrigerator and stuff like that, you always remember that. Like I haven't heard that in a while, and I should be more involved in the Course in Miracles like I was before. But when you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's right too. Especially when you're having a poop day, right?
Yep. Or you have friends over and they see it on your refrigerator and they ask, what does that mean?
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
They know that I'm with, I am with the Course in Miracles, and I'm also in AA. I've been sober. It'll be 17 years this July.
Oh, good
And
for you.
yeah, and I've mentioned that to them, and it's like they said, well, that kind of makes sense, like the trucks and whatever. That's not real. The only thing that's real is God and love. I even have another girlfriend. She goes, well, I kept on going on these dates and da 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 whatever. And I'm thinking, oh man, this is the third time I heard this. And I said, Tracy, ask God. It's so simple. So that's what I love about A Course in Miracles, because I had a hard time in AA, a really hard time, because of the Catholic, and they were pretty strict or whatever. I couldn't stand it, actually. And a girlfriend of mine said, have you ever heard of A Course in Miracles? And I said, no. She said, would you like to come? It was in Toronto. I live in Toronto. And I said, sure. I didn't miss a Wednesday for years.
Wow.
I loved it. And that's what actually got me sober, to tell you the truth, Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're in good company. There's other people that we know, or that are on these Zoom calls, that they're in the alphabet group. So
Yeah.
Okay. Joy's got something in front of the
Well, no,
screen.
okay, no, that's all right. Let me close it.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, this might be so obvious, but for me, it feels like I'm urged to say that the reason I read the Course in Miracles and different holy books and philosophy is to help me live in this body on this earth in the happiest way possible. And the Course does teach me how to walk in the world, not dismissing it, but embracing it through being with right mindedness. And so, because it is, I think we all know this state of heavenly gratitude. It's something that we all share. It's an experience that we all know because it is our home. And the thing about this mind training is that it helps me live in my mortal body in touch with my immortal soul. Or another way of saying it is, I'm able to walk in my body with gratitude and peace and healing. And that's why I do this course. And I think it's obvious. I don't even know why I'm urged to say that. Perhaps because sometimes I sense a dismissal of the world of this body and nature and that which is not eternal. But to be in the world, but not of this world, I can be in this world and really love it. That's what it's for. It's for me to enjoy this day. Thank you.
Amen.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
God's will for you is perfect happiness.
Love the love the hell out of it.
Yeah. All right, Jude, do you want to read 71 for us? I think it's
No, I'm gonna pass.
okay. All right. Charles, you want to read 71 for us? Starts with the ego sees some good.
Sure, I'll read.
Joy brought it
ego,
up. I think you got it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'd rather look at you and Joy, but I can do this too. The ego sees some good, but never only good. That is why its perceptions are so variable. It does not reject goodness entirely, for that you could not accept, but it always adds something that is not real to the real, thus confusing illusion and reality. For perceptions cannot be partly true. If you believe in truth and illusion, you cannot tell which is true. To establish your personal autonomy, you tried to create unlike your father, believing that what you made to be capable of being unlike him. Yet everything in what you have made that is true is like him. only this is the real world, and perceiving only this will lead you to the real heaven because it will make you capable of understanding it. Yeah. You can take it off the screen now. Thank you. Well, the first sentence here really leaps out at me. I was at this gathering last night, and I was sharing with people that sometimes when I practice gratitude in the most minuscule ways, we were all discussing what good is gratitude. And it was a wonderful gathering of people talking about gratitude. And I raised my hand to say, you know, I struggle with, yeah, I'm a little different than Steve. It's a flaming mosh pit out my door, and people are rioting insane. Everyone's got a gun and on their cell phone. But in my cynicism and despair about the world, sometimes I practice gratitude. And what I'm discovering, and I'm deeply into the course. It's what I do. It's maybe the only book I study. I really take it seriously. I was just looking at it an hour ago. That sentence, by the way, Athena, it's the introduction. That sometimes seeing, so I get these moments of despair about everything. You know, Donald jerk off Trump. The return of the Nazis. I mean, let's get real. It's not a beautiful world. And so just that sometimes a pure dose of appreciation and suddenly I can appreciate everything. And it reminds me, I was never a big drinker, but I've taken drugs, and you know, that ability to just alter one's perception entirely. I mean, the LSD was really good for me. You know, then I had to go to some AA meetings to stop taking this stuff. So it's a true story. And it's a lot of alphabet soup in here. But that the ego sees some good, but never only good. And I realize in my practice of gratitude, it's kind of necessary to deal with depression and you know, sobriety. Um, Sometimes my experience of gratitude, appreciation will translate into everything. And I think that's kind of a step into the real world, maybe 1 foot only, but that's a glimpse for me. When I think too much about things, which is real easy, perceptions are quite variable. You know, I don't see someone talking to the palm of their hand. I see someone deliberately isolating, and I know why they're doing it. And I don't. Um, Yeah, so that's all I got to say is that you know gratitude of any kind, and I'm just kind of repeating something I was thinking out loud last night because it's all I got with this paragraph. That oh, I lost my train of thought.
Gratitude, something about
Qualifying
gratitude.
qualifying what I have to say, but yeah, there really is something to be said. I just want to say it again to the, I don't know if the word pure is what I'm looking for, but a kind of absolute state that I can achieve simply through learning. Well, I'm saying it again that through the smallest thing. So maybe I'm distressed about the social situation, but I take time out of my day to appreciate. I got a couple of new fancy pedal bikes, and it's spring, and the weather's beautiful. And from there, I can step into what Steve was talking about. Just that, and those are beautiful experiments of total appreciation. And for me, it comes with safety. So you know, perceiving real threat as someone who walks as a pedestrian on day, you know, and recognizing that you know, even like thugs recognize what we're dealing with here. People, I've seen great big, mean, burly men who intended me no good suddenly change their tune with something that happens between us. And you know, that'll really bring on a state of gratitude if you're out late in the bar district, maybe where you shouldn't be. And that kind of safety that comes with that is anyway. And so my personal autonomy comes with the safety of being in this flow, being in this river. Yeah. So being in the real world is up to me. It comes and goes. It really does. The worst among us, people who just mental illness. You've been to AA. You lost your job. You kicked your dog. I think can enter into this real world phenomenon in the borderland of thought and gratitude or the ego sees some good but never only good. A moment of just pure goodness can really he talks about the holy moment. Anyway, that's all from me. I feel complete.
Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
And Charles is right too. I mean, sometimes
Can hear you.
we get there, but the sustainability is the part that I struggle with because, the ego doesn't want to be ignored.
That's where forgiveness comes in for me. It's like, if thoughts come up and say anything that about my not being the sinless child of God, then I need to, I might just turn to forgiveness.
Yeah.
And for me, forgiveness is perceiving what is true, what is eternal, loving and true. That's forgiveness for me. And so I turn it on myself and I see what's loving, true about myself and drop it, stop it.
Yeah.
I kick the other thoughts out because who needs that? I don't need that. I need to constantly remember and say I fall off doesn't matter. And I just keep hearing there is no judgment. I heard it again in meditation tonight from the Christ. There is no judgment. There's absolutely no judgment. Right? If there's judgment, I brought it there out of my fear. I don't know, out of my misperception about what is true.
Yeah.
There's no judgment.
To use movie terms, all of a sudden the director yells, "Cut."
That's right.
And he comes in and goes, "Joy, that's not your line. Your line."
Right. Right.
And your motivation. Now you need to work on those two things. Ready? Okay, let's try that again from the top. And action. So we start over.
Do a mulligan.
A mulligan, yeah. Go ahead, Athena.
Hi. Yeah, what I love about talking to people with addictions, and when I tell them, like their thoughts and their feelings about things that are not of God, that they're made up and they're lies, they seem to catch on to that more than more than AA, and I go, well, but that's not true. There's no hatred. And they're going, but like, what do you mean there's no hatred? I said, there's only love. We choose to hate. And they seem to catch on to that more. Yeah. And I started working for this other company because the other company got taken over by whatever. And so it was a new company, and I've been there now 2 years. And my supervisor, I couldn't stand she like her ego, well, whatever. And I'm thinking, I want to just punch her in friggin' nose, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. Because it's a tough job, you know what I mean? And then I thought, like, what were you taught? Like, what do you tell people? And what I realized was, her ego is really none of my business, and that she needs love. She needs attention. And I went, oh, wow. So I talked to her more. I had a question. Usually I don't phone her, but I phoned her and I asked her a question. We talked for a while, and we've been close since. I had and it was like, oh my God, how did I hold that on to for a whole year? You know what I mean? Or more. Yeah, about a year. Yeah, a year and a half or whatever. I don't want to hold on to that stuff anymore. So now I love her to death, and some people at work go, well, I don't know about her. And in my heart, I go, yeah, but I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you, Athena. I know I recognize your name because you have given to Sims over the years. You have donated to Sims over the years.
Yes.
And yes,
Yes.
I mean, so I
Well,
want to thank you from the bottom of
you.
my
Thank you
heart.
very much.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even like, I mean, are you still getting it? Because sometimes I've changed banks or I lost my card.
I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, but I see, there's over the years we have, and it's, that's fine. You've given so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It comes out of my account. It just comes out every month.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And thanks for your share too.
Yeah.
That's so
But
beautiful.
I would really like to know what link it is again, because again, like you said, it was a long time ago that I did it. To keep on donating, I want to make sure that I'm still doing it.
Oh.
I don't, and I really don't pay attention. My friends go, "Why don't you pay attention what's going on with your bank account?" I go, "I don't know, I just don't." So if you would do that, if you can find out.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The call tonight is free. The stuff you get in the email is always all free. Our phone app is free, but and because we are a nonprofit, but we do have to buy the books from the distributor or from the publisher, the printer, and we do offer free shipping inside the domestic U.S. So some of that, a lot of those, all that donation we use. None of the donation goes to pay anybody's salary, but all the donations go towards things that we provide for
Just
free,
everything.
which is everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, even my humor is free. Now,
Well,
you ask
thank
me,
God for that.
if you ask me, that's priceless.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So let's try to get one more. Oh, Steve, go ahead. You got to share.
Okay, I'll try to be real quick. I know you mentioned judgment, and just earlier this evening, I read something from Martin Cecil, who was a head of the Emissaries of Divine Light in Loveland, Colorado. And he was saying how sometimes issues come up that I don't like, and I have to deal with it. And he said that's like, I'm not free because I have to just bow down to the issue I have to take care of. Like today, or recently, I've had to deal with a computer problem, and then other things that come up and steal my time. And he was saying that I'm a slave to that. And so I asked artificial intelligence, I said, how can I be at peace with the daily demands of life? And it was saying, very good question. Remember don't look at them as chains. Notice them, grant them their place, and then it's kind of like they're little ripples. You're the ocean. And so the idea of putting things in their proper perspective was really helpful for me, because I was thinking, how am I going to not judge something that I have to take care of? Even like brushing my teeth, if I don't, it's going to create a problem. How do I do all this stuff? This is just keep in touch with the fact that your breath, which takes you to you are the deep ocean. You're not the wave. So then do it in that spirit. So I'm not going to stop judging, but forgiveness has a little bit to do of perspective. It's just a little wave, and deal with it. Thank you. I'm complete.
And you know
Thank you.
what? There's somewhere I heard I give everything all the meaning that it has. And even I used to be in IT, and IT computers, they always give you issues and problems all the time. And so I changed my mindset to I embrace problems. I welcome problems. You know why? Because man, I learned 10 things I didn't know because of this one problem. And yep, that's the way to do it. And so you have joy. You can shift. Lori Cameron, my dear friend, she's taught me that there's a blessing everywhere in every moment. There's a blessing. You can see the blessing in everything. So thanks. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay. I think we still have time to get one more paragraph in. Irene, would you like to read for us? I think we're on 72. Starts
Sure,
with the ego sees some good.
sure.
Oops, let's see, woman.
Where is it?
Perception of goodness. 72 is the perception of goodness.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it?
The perception of goodness is
Mhm.
not knowledge, but the denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to perceive a condition in which opposites do not exist. And this is the condition of knowledge. Without this awareness, you have not met its conditions. And until you do, you will not know that it is yours already. You have made many ideas which you have placed between yourselves and your Creator, and these beliefs are the world as you perceive it. Truth is not absent here, but it is obscure. You do not know the difference between what you have made and what God created. And so you do not know the difference between what you have made and what you have created. Do you want me to continue?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Just one
Okay.
paragraph. Good.
Yeah.
But you can share anything you like.
I just wanted to say, I find, if I do everything with God on my mind, then it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Wait a minute. Let me
Yes.
stop that share.
Yes.
There we go.
That's nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that's all the time we have
Oh,
for
yeah.
reading paragraphs tonight.
Oh, wow. Wow, it was a great discussion. I
I
loved
know
it.
lots of
Cool.
good
You
stuff.
know what? I just have one thing. Before we started recording, I mentioned that Reverend Jerry was going to take maybe some time off, and he didn't know whether he was going to come in intermittently or not. And he's on a very intense journey, and he's listening to guidance. So that's so beautiful. But he did get back to me, and he said, the form may be changing for my journey, but as you say, the content or love is eternal and forever the same. So we love you, Jerry. We love you, Reverend Jerry.
Did you read the last one?
What last one? What
Is
last?
woman doing?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, we'll keep it a secret. Thanks, everybody. All right. We ask that you oh, wait a minute. This is your part where you tell them to close their eyes, raise their hand, and form a circle. Yeah, it says right here in the script.
Okay, this is
Join.
there's no script.
There's a script right
Okay.
right here.
We're gonna
There's
close our meeting. And this is how we closed it when we were together in the physical before the pandemic, before the world changed.
Yep.
We would stand up and hold hands. We had a circle, a big round table, and we all held hands. So, and we close our eyes. So let's what we do now is we imagine. We close our eyes and imagine that we're holding one another's hands. And you know how in the course he said, and this is no idle imagery. It's really happening. We are connected, and I call it communion. There is a unity among us right now. We feel it. We're connected. Like we said before, there's no accidents. We've joined one another tonight. We connect now with the self that we share with one another and our source. We connect to that self. And in the Course, he tells us joining is healing.
Mm.
And from this place, we always read a poem from Helen Schuckman in her book, The Gifts of God. That's for the video. So tonight it's called Quietness. And it goes like this. The world knows not of quiet. Restlessness is its abiding law. From there it goes to pain and joylessness and back again to the unceasing restlessness on which it stands, uncertain, insecure, and frail, prey to illusions, victimized by guilt. Yet quietness comes. It comes over it at last. For when forgiveness comes, its certain gift is stillness, in which all the world is hushed. A silence where the littleness of sin shrinks into nothingness before the love forgiveness represents. And in his name is everyone acknowledged as the same. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
You knock it out of the park every week,
She
sweetheart.
knocks it out, huh?
I'm telling you, you know.
And it's just random. It's just, it's like whatever is on the page.
I think your prayers are the high point of the meeting.
Oh,
Thank you, George.
Oh,
What a sweetheart.
That's why I come just to hear your prayers.
and you
Oh,
feel that connection.
yeah.
We're so connected
Yeah.
when we open to it,
Yeah.
and that's why I love this group. And I really thank
When
you.
two or more gather in my
Yes.
name,
Exactly.
There is
Right.
God.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. Thanks, everybody, tonight. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much.
Be safe, be well, be warm or cold or wherever you're at. So just know that Joy and I love you unconditionally and we appreciate you. And as Mark was saying, or Steve, somebody was in gratitude tonight. That was Mark. Mark was talking about gratitude. So
And also, Charles.
also Charles. So we are in gratitude for all of you. So everything.
there are a couple places in the course where it says specifically that gratitude cuts time. And one place it says it cuts time more than you could possibly imagine.
Wow.
It's pretty whole.
Gratitude
It
is not
cuts
just
time. What is that? What do you
gratitude
mean
is
by
not
that? It
just
cuts time. Oh, sorry.
it means you get home faster.
Oh,
yeah.
It shortens the
Yeah.
time
It shortens the time.
from
Okay.
when
And
we.
it's gratitude is not just a cute emotion, it's incredibly powerful.
Oh, I see.
Cool. And then, well, if you wallow around an ego, then you waste time. So yeah, I like that.
And it does feel
Thanks,
good.
George. Athena,
Thank
you
you.
still have your hand up from before, or
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
How am I gonna? I just clicked onto that link, but I haven't looked at it. Is that where the
Oh,
Oh,
did you mute her?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
there she is.
I can't. I don't know. I was trying to lower your hand and I couldn't do it.
Oh,
But it's gone. It's lowered.
Okay.
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 No, she had a problem with the link in the chat.
Like
Oh.
I opened it up on Google, but I haven't looked at it because I'm in the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
But is that the link for the donations, or is
Okay.
that the link?
Yeah. Because at the top, let me show you at the top. Well, at the top, it's let's see. See, it says right here, where is it? Make a donation.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's our lesson sign up page.
Right.
It's just up here on, but I mean, it's in various places on the website. That's just one that I went to. It's all over.
Right,
In
right.
fact, it's right here too. Donations, see, donations you could do
Okay.
whatever,
Right. You can deed your
Right.
house over to us and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's
So
good.
should I just make it like if I want to, I'd like to pay for those magnets. So do I send the money straight to you or just donate it?
No.
just donation, general
No.
donation. And
No.
you don't have to really, because you've
Yeah,
given so
no,
much
you're-
already,
you're
really.
fine.
But-
Donate to
but I'll be emailing you because
Yeah.
I've got to find out how to send it to, how the Canada thing with
Canada,
the
yeah.
magnets, because sometimes you have to go through hoops, but
Yeah. And there might be a metal detector that would pick up all that. magnets, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'll just work it out
Okay.
somehow.
Okay. We'll do carrier pigeon. That always works. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes with 10 magnets, sometimes the carrier pigeon he's kind of down low because he can't get up too high, but
Right.
they get there.
They got this.
We've heard that carrier pigeons go to Canada.
This is all recorded.
Yeah, this is all recorded. Yeah. All right. All right. Enjoy your tariffs,
Bye.
Athena.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know.
Yeah. God bless you guys all.
Bye.
You too.
Next
All
week.
right.
Good night.
Bye, guys. Nice seeing you all.